Do you struggle to sleep at night? Perhaps it's because your partner needs something to combat their snoring problem. Are you confused about which supplements you should be taking? Do you want to find the right kind of exercise equipment for your home? Or maybe you're just looking for the best electric shaver. Which has hundreds of product reviews to keep you fit, eat well, sleep better, and everything in between. Just head to which.co.uk/health to read our expert insight and independent reviews. Get expert advice and recommendations to live your best life every day with Which.
From direct debit hikes to not so smart meters, what can be done about annoying energy problems? Hello and welcome to Which Shorts, the podcast that gives you a free weekly insight into the award-winning journalism in our magazines. This week I'm bringing you a piece that Kerry Stanaway wrote in the November issue of Which magazine, exploring the key problems faced by energy customers, or rather you and me. In an ideal world, most of us should be able to have a fairly hands-off approach to our energy, as long as the lights and heating stay on. Unfortunately though, too many of us are facing a list of energy problems that have left us dealing with energy providers far more than we'd like. Here's Kerry's piece, adapted for the podcast, this week read by me, James Rowe. In our last annual survey of nearly 12,000 energy customers, 37% of respondents said they'd experienced some sort of problem over the last year. These included direct debit payments being set too high, smart meters failing to send readings automatically, suppliers using estimated rather than actual meter readings, inaccurate bills, and broken smart meter displays. That's quite a list. So in summer 2025, we asked Which members and members of the public to tell us more about the problems they'd had with their energy providers. We received a huge response of emails and social media messages, and half of these were about the infamous smart meter. When smart meters work as they should, they have the potential to help you manage your energy usage and allow for more accurate billing. But when they don't, customers can be left feeling frustrated. One common issue is with signals from smart meters failing to reach suppliers. This can be caused by the thick walls of a property causing a barrier, or simply because the network in a particular area isn't strong enough to carry the signal. This can cause frustration, especially for those who have invested in green technologies that would benefit from a smart tariff. Take one Which member living in Scotland. They have a plug-in hybrid car and a heat pump and a smart meter that was installed by a Which recommended provider Octopus in 2021. But despite having many engineer visits and even us here at Which intervening, which resulted in the installation of a 4G hub, the meter has still remained dumb. So they've been left unable to access a cheap overnight tariff. Another issue is that sometimes thick or well-insulated walls, or even distance, can prevent two smart meters talking to each other. Smart gas and electric meters transmit readings to the energy supplier via a small communications hub that is attached to the electric meter, and several members have told us that while their electricity meter worked, it couldn't pick up their gas meter signals. For example, one Which member told us that they have an indoor smart electricity meter. Their smart gas meter though is outside and its transmissions can't reach their electric meter. They applied for a booster with their supplier, Octopus, in mid-2022 but hadn't heard back despite chasing. We contacted Octopus, which agreed to send out an engineer with equipment to extend the signal range to 50 meters. So if you're in a similar position, it might be worth asking your supplier whether it offers something similar. When we raised this and other smart meter problems with Octopus, it noted that while smart meters unlock the door to smarter tariffs that help customers save money and use energy more efficiently, this innovation can lead to some issues. They went on, with the sheer volume we're rolling out and some of the limitations of regulated tech, the odd hiccup can happen. When it does, we'll always do everything we can to help and ensure our customers are looked after. Another Which member also had problems with their smart meter. It stopped sending readings to EDF after they improved the insulation in the wall that the meter was on. They were advised that the problem would likely be fixed by the installation of an aerial, but that the cost was just too high to justify. After we contacted EDF on their behalf, it agreed to try installing an aerial, although it said that While an aerial install might resolve the problem, it isn't guaranteed, and they come with high costs. They also added that as household bills contribute to the smart meter rollout, it's important that suppliers manage costs effectively. Regulator Ofgem says that both the suppliers and the data communications company, which provides centralised energy infrastructure, should work together to resolve connection issues like the ones our members have told us about. Suppliers' licences require them to take all reasonable steps to ensure they're able to communicate with their customers' smart meters, and new standards are coming in 2026, which include more compensation for customers facing long wait times for installations or repairs. We also heard of other problems, a lot of which were about billing issues and poor customer service. One Which member told us they were baffled when EDF increased their monthly direct debit steeply and unexpectedly. They challenged this based on their own monthly readings, but were initially told that EDF's readings must be right. After they escalated their complaint, EDF accepted that they made an error and lowered the direct debit. EDF told us that the increase was the result of a spike in their electricity usage between December 2024 and January 2025, which led to an increase in their estimated annual consumption, or EAC, something calculated by an independent data collector. The Which member said that this spike was no more than 12 months previously, and EDF confirmed that this issue is now resolved. So with all this in mind, we've curated some tips to help you take charge of your energy bills. Firstly, make sure you check your bill each month and raise any issues promptly with your supplier, as this could prevent a glitch becoming a major hassle. Also, make sure your meter readings aren't estimated. Statements should say if readings are actual or estimated. Another tip is to challenge dubious direct debit levels, as suppliers can set them based on an estimate of your annual usage. If you think your estimate is wrong and you're paying too much each month, ask your supplier to change the amount. As a rule of thumb, aim to have no more than 3 months worth of payments in your account at any one time. Next, always bear in mind that you can change suppliers. If you're not getting a good enough service, switch to one with a better customer service record. And finally, know your rights. To learn even more about what rights you actually have, you can just go to our website for even more advice just like this. The link is in the show notes.
If you're enjoying this podcast from us here at Which, then why not become a Which member? Right now, we've got a special offer, especially for podcast listeners, meaning you can choose any of our 3 membership tiers for 50% off the usual price. Starting at just £39.50 for a full year, you can get Which magazine delivered direct to your door. For the same price, you could also choose a digital Which subscription, giving you access to all of our product reviews, the Which app, and the digital edition of Which magazine. What's more, you'll also be able to use the Ask Which service for personalised one-to-one buying advice. Or why not get a full access Which subscription for just £49.50 for a full year? Don't forget, that's 50% off the usual price. To join Which or to find out more, just head to which.co.uk/podcast offer. That's which.co.uk/podcast offer, or click the link in the description for today's podcast for 50% off a Which annual subscription.